are a contract manufacturer. We do excess manufacturing for other companies in the area of food. Cake mixes, brownie mixes. We take raw food product like soy and enrich it with lecithin. We use large blenders to blend all these products together. So we are basically a manufacturer in the food industry. Well, we hire for what we call the 3 C's. And the 3 C's are character, competence, and culture. When we have an available job, the first thing we do is post it internally to see if anybody internally is interested in learning a new skill, moving into another area of interest. About 30% of our hiring is through referrals, people who have referred a friend, a neighbor, someone that they think would be a good fit here at PacMoore. And then after that, we go to the job boards.
I had a resume that I sent in through the job board. I received a call and I was immediately given a phone interview. And based on that phone interview, they called me in for another interview where I spoke with the office manager, who would be my direct supervisor. And then after that, I spoke with the general manager of the plant, who is my supervisor's supervisor. There was a couple of tests that I had to, a couple of math tests I had to do, and then ultimately I had to meet with the president of the company and the VP of sales.
It probably took a good 2 or 3 months before I got the position. I applied online, I sent in my resume. There were a couple of people here that knew me, so hopefully they gave good word about me a little bit. And then I sat down with 4 different people and just kind of did the whole interview process. I spoke to someone over the phone once a week just to talk about what was going on, because I was so anxious. I just knew I really wanted to work here. And then they called me up one day and gave me the job.
We're growing here at PacMoore, and I'm always saying to myself as we're interviewing, where are all the college graduates? You know, there should be a whole bunch. I should have them lined up out the door waiting to interview.
I majored in finance at St. Xavier, and then coming on to this job, I kind of learned a little bit more about operations management and managerial accounting, which is kind of intriguing to me. I mean, you never know what to expect from your first real job out of college.
I became pregnant right after high school. Tried to work without a college degree, and then I really realized how important it was, and I didn't want to become a statistic being a young mom, so I enrolled in a local college, you know, started taking classes to, you know, get where I needed to be. Then I transferred to Purdue University, a bigger university, and just took it from there. And once I got into the game, I guess you would say, I just kept going till I got my associates and then my bachelor's, and I'm so happy that I did that.
I had no plan. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was so young and just felt like I could do anything. I just have to, you know, practice harder, you know, learn whatever I gotta learn. But I think a lot of it helped that I went to school and I worked at the same time, and I got to figure out the different fields that I enjoyed and didn't like. And you know, I did a lot of sales for a long time, and that wasn't really my passion, but at the same time I also did the purchasing to make my customers happy, and that was a lot more thrilling for me. So I kind of figured out along the lines, you know, if I ever have the opportunity to be a buyer, that's something I would love to do, and here I am.
Life here at PacMoore in the office roles are very atypical. There's a lot of the same things going on, but never in the same manner, never in the same order. Multitasking is number one. You know, how many different balls can you juggle at one time? That's definite a plus. Responsibility. You've got to be responsible. You can't just say you're going to do something and not know how to do it. But when you stop and think about what you're doing as a high schooler in life right now, you're going to school every day. Some students have some type of part-time job. Many students are in some kind of co-curricular activity. There's household responsibilities, there may be responsibilities with church, with family. There's so many things that they're doing already, they may not even realize that they're juggling that many balls right now.
So if you can get involved as a high school student and either job shadow, or maybe your school can bring a professional out and talk about your company, it's a great benefit to the school, because then they can get a real life, this is what it's about, as opposed to, what do we think about accountants? You know, I mean, you'll hear a different story from what I'm telling you versus what you think an accountant does.
I think I would have more programs for the kids, for them to see, or maybe take them out on field trips into the workforce. It's easier to just tell them about, the jobs. I think if they were, submerged into, different work environments, I think that would really help them make decisions.
The only impression that I got was that Northwest Indiana is steel mill work, or you go to Chicago. And I really had no reasoning behind that besides just hearsay and what's been going on and what other people were doing. But it was a pleasant surprise that there was companies like ours that were in the area. And the more you kind of keep your eyes open, the more you do see that it looks like there are other opportunities to be a young professional and still be in Northwest Indiana.
And don't get stuck on numbers. Don't look at a career, there's the salary guides that are out there, and I've done some career days, and I've done it for high school students, and they all come up to me and their first question is, how much money do you make? They all want to know the salary. Pick a career based on what you're going to love to do, not on what you make, because at the end of the day, you're going to be doing it a lot of hours. And so even if it pays you a lot of money and you hate it, it's going to be a long career. And so try to pick something that you enjoy.